Want to know something cool? This is the last time this setup will ever be on this Bronco. It's coming through! Ooh, there it is.
I'm going to get a tire.
Oh man. Okay, let's get the new wheel and tire package on. See what it looks like. You guys! Y'all ready? Dude! Look how stellar these are. These are our beautiful American Racing AR202s in a 17x9 with a 4.5-inch backspace. We totally dig this setup. The tires we went with are 315/70 R17s by General Tire, and they're Grabber X3, and they are such a good looking tire. I freaking love them. So they're 35s, which before the Bronco had 33s, so we're a little nervous that they're gonna be too big, but we really like these tires and the wheels are so good looking. We're so stoked. And we gotta lift it up a little bit, Aaron.
Here it comes.
Oh my God, this is a heavy, heavy setup. Dude. I'm not even picking it up. I guess go a little bit higher. It might be the hub that's keeping.
I want to help, but...
Oh my God. I guess. Go for it, Aaron. He's gonna get it in 2.5 seconds.
Maybe. We'll see.
That's how it goes. You got it. Knew it. That was pretty fast. Yo! I don't know about you guys, but I feel like wheels and tires make a build. Like, you can do all kinds of amazing work, but if the wheels and tires are meh, then the whole build is kind of like, it's missing something, you know? I'm really excited to see these wheels and tires, the black flares, because that'll tie in the black lip on the wheel. I'm so excited.
Okay, we're not going to torque those right now because we have a lot more work to do on this thing, and these are most likely coming back off for something. Before we go test drive it, we'll torque everything.
Aaron was just telling me the way that he installs big truck tires is with a jimmy bar. He pops the jimmy bar and uses it as leverage to pick up the weight of the tire. And I thought that sounded like a great idea. Dunskies.
This is small compared to the 18-wheeler wheel and tire.
Okay, time to let her down. I think that's it.
It's off the lift.
Wow, y'all, look at it. It looks so pretty. These wheels and tires are so rad. It's gonna really, really help it once we get the fender flares on though. It's gonna help it a whole bunch. Dude, it looks so good. Babe.
I like it. Yeah, man.
It's a new day in the shop, and it's gonna be a really good one because we are gonna replace these junky fender flares. We are so excited. These things are long overdue for replacement, and we are really stoked to get the new ones on there. We got them from Wild Horses, 4-wheel drive. They make a ton of amazing Bronco parts, and they are a go-to source for us for building this rig. So what do y'all say? We get to work. These fender flares are riveted on, so we are going to take a small drill bit and drill each of the rivets out to remove these guys and then clean up the fenders really nicely. We may even do a quick polish job on this old single stage paint just to make it shine a little bit again, just so that it looks nice and spiffy after we get those fender flares installed. We'll see, but for now, let's get these old flares off. Sometimes I have to use the pliers to grip the back of the rivet so that my drill can go all the way through. Sometimes the rivet starts spinning back there and it won't let it drill through all the way, so I have to get the back of it with my pliers and hold it tight. Two more. You guys, this is awesome, it's off. Oh, Betty. Okay, before we put a new flare on this, we're gonna give this fender a good cleaning because this is pretty gross. We're gonna take this lens off, maybe even the emblem, and polish it. So I think we're gonna go in stages where we take one of the flares off, we clean it, we polish that section, and then we put a new flare on it. That's the plan right now, at least. We'll see. Our buddy who has sweet patina, he's got a really badass 57 Chevy wagon that is obviously very patinaed. It's really funny, he's making detail products now, which is sort of strange with a patinaed car, but lots of people that have patina still want clean cars, so he's making detail products and he sent us some. So I'm gonna use some of his all-purpose cleaner on this fender. Someday Betty will get paint, but we're not quite there yet. Oh, so crusty. Oh my gosh, look, someone's put foil tape on this.
Waterproofing from her old racing days.
Yeah.
In the Baja Desert.
Exactly, that's what it is. Lens is off, and I cleaned it really nicely. So now I think it's time to get some buffing done. Right, Finley? Let's do it, bud. Let's do it. We're gonna be using 3M's Super Duty Rubbing Compound. This stuff is like creamy sandpaper. It is really, really good, and it does take off a layer of the paint, but it livens it up a whole bunch. I'm excited for you guys to see this. Pretty awesome. And we bought this Porter cable a long, long time ago, and man, it has just been awesome. It works so well. There it is. Shiny paint. Cool. Sure wish she didn't have that dent right there, but she needs love. Little by little, she gets it. Pretty. All right, let's do the rest. I think it's time we put on a new flare. So I got my yellow masking tape out and I'm getting ready to start playing with fitment on this fender flare. Now, just by holding up the old ones with these new ones have a wider sort of outline. So I'm curious to see if we can use our old bolt holes. I really don't want to drill new holes, but They did send really nice self-tapping screws with the flares, and the screws are too big to use these holes. So we were going to have to get some nuts and bolts to be able to use these holes, and you know, have to drill holes here in these flares to make them line up with these exact holes. So it was gonna be a lot more work to try and use these holes, but we just didn't want to drill more. So we'll see what we end up having to do. We would like to use the bolts that they sent or the self-tapping screws, but we'll see. So if I go along this line of where the old flares were, it makes our flare have a lot of extra down at the bottom. Like it wants to be higher. Met with the bottom of the fender and level with the body line, and that puts our holes way up there. They're perfectly molded at the bottom. We don't want to go cutting on these, so. I need more tape. It's really looking like we're gonna need to drill new holes for these. Just the shape of the flares themselves really take up more real estate, and it looks so beefy and great. Alrighty, time for another step in this process. I've got my ruler and my paint pen, and in the instructions they want you to go a 1/2 inch down from the edge, but they say about a 1/2 inch down. So I'm gonna go closer to a 1/4 inch, because if I go a full half, then some of my bolts early on here in the flare are gonna be right on the archway where it goes out. So I'd rather have it closer to the edge, so I'm gonna go closer to a 1/4 of an inch out and make my mark. So we're gonna make little bitty dots with our paint pen, and I'm gonna go every 4 inches. They say you can go every 3 to 4, so I'm gonna choose 4. Oh my Lord, and all get out. Well, that paint pen got a little excited there. So, can I please have a blue rag? Our paint pen got a little enthusiastic there. I'm going to clean that off with some thinner and start fresh on that one.
Still on the edge there.
Thank you. All right. Get that out from under my nose or I'll be even goofier than normal. Okay, let's remeasure this, folks.
This one right here, it's about 3 thousandths off. We need to wipe it off and start again.
I don't doubt it.
It's not perfect, but I could be looking at it wrong. Maybe.
You're gonna do the next one, so I'm excited for that.
You know how that's gonna go?
I do too, you do too.
You know how that's gonna go? I'm gonna tape it up there. I'm gonna hit the gun and it's blah, 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 blah.
No, you're not.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Blah, 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 blah.
Just screw them in.
Let's get them taped back in place. See if we can install some self-tappers. Alrighty, you guys. I present to you 6 self-tapping screws installed. You can imagine my disappointment when I realized I wasn't rolling camera whenever I installed those. Yeah, well, what I was troubleshooting to start with was getting this stripping, this, what do they call it in the instructions? Welting. I was troubleshooting on trying to get the welting installed behind this and getting my self-tappers in right where I wanted them, and it was proving to be quite a difficult challenge. And Aaron walked in and he said, you know, I would probably just install my self-tappers and then pull them back out, install that stuff behind it, and then zip them back in. So I thought that was a good idea. So I put this stuff to the side. That is going to go behind it and really finish out the line of this. The other flares had that stuff behind it, and it does look nice. So we will get our self-tappers installed, and then I'll pop them back out. We'll put that stuff behind it, and it's gonna look pretty dang on spiffy. I do think so. Let's keep going. This is intense.
The hard part's done. First one.
Sweetest, I'm not done. Look, I have to do all this junk. Lost a screw. Where did it go? There it is. Wow. You guys, this one is installed. Holy moly. Looks awesome. Definitely want to paint them in the future because these silver screw heads, not a huge fan, but man, it looks so much better than the other ones. These are our beautiful Gorilla Warflares from Wild Horses 4-Wheel Drive. I love the name of these flares, Gorilla Warflares. It's freaking awesome. And they turned out so good. They installed really beautifully. So impressed. Cannot wait to get the other 3 installed. Let's do it. Well, it's been a really productive evening. Aaron and I only had about 4 hours to work today. So we came out here, got the rest of the old flares off, got the fenders all polished out and looking pretty. And next we will mock up the rest of the flares and get them installed. We are so friggin' pumped. This is looking beautiful. Really, really transformed the Bronco. The paint is still junky. It's teeter-tottering on polishing a turd because the paint is bad. It's got chips and dents and things like that. But right now, it's a good 10-footer. It's looking really good. We'll see y'all soon. I was just reading the instructions. They say that on the rear flare, we prefer to start with the hole closest to the rear lower body line. So I'm thinking they mean this screw right here, closest to the rear lower body line. So that's where I'm gonna start. Arrgh. I don't know why this keeps kicking over like that. It's so frustrating. So thankful this is not like a beautifully perfect paint job. I would absolutely have already said I'm not doing this job. Right now is when I want to be like, I'm gonna let Aaron do this. I don't want to do this because clearly I suck at it. But that's when I need to remind myself that I'm always learning and I'm always trying to get better, and nobody is perfect, but I still want to do good, so. Meh. That one went in lovely. I like that. That one went in nice too. Keep the faith, people. If I can do it, you can do it. Another one. Maybe all you have to do is proclaim that you suck and then things will turn around. Sweet! That looks pretty dang gorgeous. Moving right along. And another one done! These flares look so nice. They install so well. The body line is even in there. So good. All right, let's move on to the last one. Hi, buddy. I can't believe it! I'm finished! Y'all, these look so killer! That is awesome. Dang, can you guys even believe how much the flares and wheels and tires changed the vibe of this Bronco? We cannot wait to hear your opinion down in the comments section. Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And also, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon member to support the growth of Flying Sparks Garage, that link will be in the description below, along with the link to the flares, the wheels, the tires, all the stuff that we use in our episodes of Relevancy. You'll find out in the description. Also, be sure to hit that bell so that you get notified whenever we make uploads. The next episode, we're gonna be hitting the key on this thing. See y'all then.